Mic check, mic check, mic check.
What up?
What's going on, my brother? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Had a good day. Had a good workout not that long ago. Feeling good, and ready to kill these charts. But man, Biddy, I'm not gonna cap. I was not expecting this. I was not just like always, as per usual with Bitcoin. I was not expecting this to happen, But that's just how Biddy is. The direction,
yeah,
we kind of been talking about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead and tap in and fill us in. But before we get started, everybody, drop a like. We have hit 300 subscribers. We've actually now at 301 subscribers. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate y'all. Y'all really are tapping in. Y'all really are showing us some support. And we appreciate it. So continue to do that for us, guys. We really do appreciate it. Because we really are here to be the change that we want to see in these markets. We really do. And, we're just going to keep showing it and being consistent. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get to it.
Appreciate you, brother. And again, yeah, guys, we really do appreciate the, follows and likes, all that stuff. I remember back whenever I was learning how to trade in 2018, was it 17? And about 5 years ago, and I remember not really having a mentor. I had like a course I would follow, and I would learn some stuff, and I would have some people on YouTube that when they would drop a video, I thought that was cool or whatever, but what I didn't have was that mentorship. And what we are kind of looking to provide with these, chart talk sessions is just this 1 to 2 hours of, daily mentorship, daily camaraderie that just what you really need in this, industry, honestly, because if you're out here just doing it by yourself, it's going to be very lonely. It's going to be, eventually you're just going to get burnt out probably, but having that group, having just a team really with this helps so much with psychology. And we all know that this is just so much about the psychology, right? So
absolutely.
Again, thank y'all for tapping in.
And how you doing, Tyler? Thank you for tapping in. Tyler says
what's
hi
up, Tyler?
In the chat.
All right, so let's get to this. And I'm interested for anyone who's on, if y'all don't mind, drop in the chat when y'all started hearing about Bitcoin or when you might have started investing into Bitcoin. Because me personally, I started investing into Bitcoin back here. Let's see if this chart has the data for that, actually, because it might. I started back in. That's awesome. It doesn't even have Yeah, it does. Okay. So here's where I got involved. I started trading around this time. Okay. When the market made these all-time highs, and let's go to a chart that actually has all the data for us to really look at. And so I wouldn't say that I'm like an expert in Bitcoin by any means, but I have been through a lot of, you know, a lot of ups and a lot of downs.
I'm sorry to say this,
here
bro,
we are.
but you are pretty much a expert at Bitcoin compared to others that claim to be experts. I'm sorry, I have to say it.
That might be true. I don't even want to lie about that.
But you're being humble. You're being humble, and that's what's up, and I appreciate that. I mean, I'm pretty sure others do as well. I just had to say that because I gotta give you your flowers. I gotta give you the flowers.
This move right here, I vividly remember these big moves that happen in Bitcoin. You kind of don't forget them. But then as the years go on, they begin to mesh into like, oh, Bitcoin's doing this again, you know, or like, oh, I remember this was the time where I started to invest in Bitcoin around here. And I remember it just going just straight down like that. And I was like, whoa, that was like, that's a lot. I kind of got lucky, and the company I was with was paying in Bitcoin. So I necessarily didn't have to like convert my money into Bitcoin. It wasn't like I was investing like normal. I was actually getting paid in Bitcoin. It was just sitting in a wallet. So it didn't hurt as much when it dropped, right? It was like almost play money to me. But these are the times, guys, when Bitcoin does these substantial moves to the downside. What it is it is profit taking from the bears when they sold all this. So the market, guys, especially crypto, it moves in the cycle, the Wyckoff cycle, that smart money, what do you want to call it? The
smart money concept,
Wall Street. The Wall Street psychology, right? It really does do that. And when there is a lot of bearish emotion, a lot of fear in this market, it will really go the other way. And when there is a lot of euphoria, that is the time that it's most likely going to reverse. I have been trading for 5 years, all asset classes, all of them. Gold and silver, I've been watching them for 5 years. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP,
just
Litecoin,
Mike,
all the cryptos.
Mike said that same
5
thing.
years.
Mike said that he tapped in 5 years ago too, in 2017.
Me and Mike have been trading for so long, guys, and Mike as well has been invested in this market for a long time. We actually learned how to trade together. Like, we came up trading together. So shout out to you, Mike. I know it's crazy that we're still even like we're kind of one of the two that stayed together out of that, or relatively just stayed trading out of the two. And what I'll have to say about that is just, if you just stick with it, guys, it will click eventually. So but I'm interested to see, you know, right now that we are starting to get this dump off in price. I'm interested to see where the fear and greed index is. And I'm also, you know, because we've spoken about this area right here, guys. We've been speaking about how the potential for this area to hold is possible. It did give a very, very nice bullish push here that is undeniable. One of the biggest pushes it's made in quite some time.
In a while, yeah.
But with a big but, there is still pricing to the downside around 10,000 that I still think that the market has a chance to get to. Okay, so and we have also spoke about that possibility as well. if y'all want to go back and look at some of the other chart talks that we've had, I know Chart Talk, let's see, I sent it to AB. Chart Talk 14 is an episode that it was when the market was, let's go into the 4 hour. It was when the market was up here. It was either here or here, and we were talking about how like, yo, if 25 doesn't hold, we're coming back down here. But now that we're here, this is basically the price. Around 18K is the price where you see how it's held very nice in the past. It rejected here as well, and coming back down into that is kind of where I see the market heading right now, and maybe even lower. There isn't a lot of volume in between where we are right kind of now and to the downside. So you can see this a lot of the times when the market has came into basically in between here and here, it moves extremely fast. So all the way, just a smooth move, another smooth move. So here's the last 2 times the market has gotten into this price. It has just been a smooth move. Okay, previously there was another smooth move here, another smooth move here, very choppy up and down within that range until kind of a smooth move up, smooth move down. So what do we expect to happen right here, guys? It is just, there is no other option when it comes to the probabilities to think that this should turn around. It shouldn't. It should most likely, probabilistically, come all the way down into this next area, and it should do it with speed. Now, the only way the bulls are going to come out to play is if this area that we are currently in right here, right, if the market immediately reverses out of it. It cannot sit here for any amount of time. If it sits here for any amount of time, the probability increases for it to drop.
Yep.
Because there just isn't any volume to
sustain,
to hold this thing,
to sustain
right?
it up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It, yeah.
So most likely what we're going to see happen on Bitcoin, which I wouldn't advise anyone to look for buys right now, and it's very tough to just try to sell it.
You gotta wait for
but
retracement.
We are getting,
if anything,
we are getting a big momentum shift to the downside. There is no divergence, so y'all
That's
know me. Whenever
right?
I see divergence,
isn't that convergence?
yes, this is called convergence is when the market is doing what it's showing. When the waves are converging, you're getting higher highs and higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs, and the indicator is going to be doing the same thing.
Yep.
So what we're seeing here is just a complete break of all types of volume levels, and I do want to go onto the CMEs just because they have a little bit better volume in my opinion.
And we had even talked about I'm interested to see what freaking the USDT dominance is looking like.
Ooh, yeah, we're gonna look at that for sure.
So I'm gonna be excited.
I remember at the beginning of the week we were kind of sitting around this area right here. Boom. Okay, and we were saying that there's a possibility for buys, but we were not gonna take them just yet because there was this area still to be hit of volume and this level to be hit of volume, and those have just been cleared out fast. So at this point, like I said, there's really no other trade besides trying to find sells. I will say at this moment the market seems a little bit imbalanced to the downside, but it's most likely going to continue that imbalance. I'm just being frank. I can't see a scenario where it kind of just
I'm not so
I don't
certain
think
it's gonna retrace. I don't think that's gonna.
Yeah.
I was even hoping for that to happen before it made another push to the downside, and even that didn't happen.
Right.
It didn't even remotely
Right.
happen. It said, "Oh, you think that that's gonna happen? I'm just gonna make a straight, like a consolidating bear flag, and then continue pushing to the downside." So it's like I don't think that I'm gonna get it. I don't think I'm getting it. Realistically, there have been times where it's been weeks before I'm able to take a Bitcoin or like a crypto trade in general, because it just doesn't give any higher time frame setups. Maybe the lower time frames, but not higher time frames really.
Right.
But talk to MP.
This is a lot of untested volume right here, I will say. I'm still personally not gonna just look for this to just reverse right here for no reason. I think if anything, what we're gonna look for a price to catch will be something much lower down here in these prices, even more like the 18K level, 17 to 18K level.
Buying anywhere in there is solid, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, and price just isn't there yet, and we have it coming all the way down into here pretty swiftly.
Man.
So until there's gonna be retracement.
If I can get 3 bands and go throw it in some crypto real quick, man, at that price, I'd be happy.
Yeah, and that's a good price to dollar cost average.
More. That's a very great price to dollar cost average. Like even like in the grand scheme of things, even right now at 20K. I mean, bro, imagine saying this 4 years ago. Imagine saying this 4 years ago.
Right.
But even buying at 20K, which is literally the previous all-time high of crypto, of Bitcoin, is still a good dollar cost average pricing when you in the grand scheme of things.
Definitely. And I think, if you're looking for an investment opportunity, this is definitely a good time. Every time the market does make those like 10% drops in one day type stuff. Let's see what it did today. Yeah, almost 10% today.
Oh wow.
Those are like the days that you do like throw it in.
Not even, have it. I mean, not all the time, because obviously, like, if it would have done that at 40K, we wouldn't be saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we were big advocates from the beginning. Like, and you guys can go and take a look at our previous content, but that's a lot of content searching. But we have been big advocates of like price needs to get lower than 25K or something like that before we start to really look at even remotely investing into Bitcoin. Like
this has a lot of ooh, wait, I just had an interesting I think I just had an interesting idea real quick. Let me look at this. Okay, so what I'm just like seeing with my eyes real quick is this idea like this on this type of harmonic look for like a little confirmation.
That shit was really good.
I remember back in 2016, 2017 or 18, I think it was 18. Here, this is where I need to go to the 4 hour.
I saw that.
So
I saw that.
It's making it on the daily.
On the 4 hour, it was definitely making that pattern, and it was a perfect fib that went like boom to the upside. Yeah, right there. That's fire. Only thing is that the C didn't make a higher high, but that's still okay.
Yeah, it's not the same pattern.
Isn't that like a butterfly or something like that?
This is a Gartley.
Oh, Gartley.
Okay. The current one is not the same pattern. Okay. I was looking at that thinking it was the same. Definitely not the same.
Okay.
So that's okay. All right. So what we're gonna need to see for, I would say, a best case scenario for Bitcoin to actually want to hold in these areas. Okay. Best case scenario. Here we go. Is from a Wyckoff standpoint, what we have here is a distribution.
Very nice
distribution. And technically what we had here was an accumulation. We have a mark up, and then we have the distribution. Okay, so now we're getting, after the distribution, we should see this come down for a little bit further, probably more than people expect. You know, there's I don't know if we're going to have time to go into what's really going on fundamentally with Bitcoin right now, but if y'all just go to Google and type in Mount Gox, Goax, pause, then I don't like why I said that even, but it sounds weird.
Oh no! I'm sorry, but that was hilarious. I'm sorry.
But like, your favorite YouTuber probably has already done a lot more fundamental work than us because they don't know technicals. But
yeah, we're not talking points. We're actually like, yo, here's how to get the bag. We're not talking points.
Yeah, they will tell you a lot of cool content though. But yeah, we should see this come down a little bit more. In picture perfect idea, okay, say this comes down. However it gets there, maybe it does do this, because I'm not saying it can't. You know, it did completely break this key level though. So if it does come back with, if it gets back as fast as it got there, that's not good. But if it gets there with something relatively like this, we should be seeing this move down at these levels. These should hold pretty well. And then send this market to the downside again. So say we get this opportunity to send it down, that would be awesome. Okay, but that's not really what we are here for right now, which it is, but it's not. So say the market comes down here now.
It's a side mission. You know, like in a video game where you have a side quest. That's what it is. It's a side quest.
This is a side quest for sure. So market gets down here, right? What do we need to see? Okay, we need to see an initial reaction off of this, a small one. We need to see something that, like, the market is saying like, oh, okay, we're in like this area of interest, but then it needs to ultimately give one more sign of like, okay, let's take this maybe down real quick, and then
let's scare people.
Reversal.
Let's scare people real quick.
I'm talking like it needs to come back off that pretty quickly, okay? Then it needs to give somewhat of like an ABC pattern, like it's gonna like really move off of this area, and it's gonna get people to kind of FOMO in, okay? And right here is where, you know, if you want to put a limit order, that's okay, but I'm talking picture perfect what needs to happen right here, okay? So then the market's most likely gonna start to build this liquidity right here and give a fake move to the downside, acting like it's going to continue this downtrend. But if the market is really in an area of interest, it's going to come back up. And what it's doing, what it will be doing, I mean, you know, I don't know, it hasn't done this yet. What it would be doing is testing this area to see if there is any demand here or not. So what the insiders do in the grand scheme of things, yes, they do it on the 5 minute as well, yada, yada, yada. But really on these big grand scheme of things, this is where they're building their campaigns. Just like the new iPhone 15, right? Every year, these Apple geniuses, they figure out what people want and what they don't want, and then when it's released, they really kind of get to find out if there's demand for it or not. And based off of that data, they're able to build another campaign next year, and the next year, and the next year, okay? They get to do it every year with their inventory, okay? The stock market is similar in that way, but they don't get to just do it every year on repeat like that. They have to build the campaign in a completely different way, but they're still reading supply and demand based off of price. So right here, if the market does come down in here, what they will be doing is they will be testing the people's psychology, supply and demand
just
levels
like at
here.
25K. Just like how 25K,
just like
how
here,
25K.
Exactly.
They tested people's psychology to see what was good.
Exactly. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, but to the other side. So you see how we have this move here? That's this. Okay. And then we have a move down. That would be this. And then we have this fake out, like it's going to continue the downtrend, like it's going to continue the uptrend, but it doesn't. Okay. This is exactly what we need to see in Bitcoin.
Yep.
The more it goes sideways in this area, the better.
Because that means the big timers are building inventory.
Exactly. So the longer they can spend in this area, the further this thing will go, because that's more time, more positions that they will have been able to build here. A lot of people are probably going to see this move down, and then this thing goes sideways, right? It could very well be a bearish flag for it to come to the downside again, and that will be the move long term that we've been waiting for. But you never know what the market is going to do. Think about it like this. When you're playing a game like poker and you are dealt a very good hand, okay? You don't necessarily know what the other people have in their hand. So you have to just bet on what you have right now. You don't know what they have. You might think you know, but you don't know, okay? How many times have y'all been in not in a trade, but like gambling or something, and seen really good cards, but then got bluffed out of the not trade. I keep thinking trade. Bluffed out of the hand, and then go like, dang, I should have blah 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 blah. Well, in the market, it's really cool because you don't actually have to sit and never. You can still participate. You can take this trade at 17K, and then if the market drops to 12K, you add again. So it's just, that's how we're going to be playing this market. This would be the picture perfect idea. It would come up one more time.
We were crying for these prices. We were crying for these prices at 60K. Like, so when it's here, it's go time.
If we get this exact
That'd
look,
be so
I will expect
money.
this to extend up and maybe begin the next true bull run. To be honest, because if this is a bigger pattern that I just showed, basically right here, this 1, 2, 3, that's exactly kind of like what we have right here, guys. We have a 1, 2, 3, and then we blast it off. So
I don't know what I don't know what or when we talked about it. I feel like it was in the beginning of the year that we had literally said that we're probably going to be expecting probably a fake move up to like 36 to 40K. We did say that before.
Yeah,
so it is still a possibility, but also 10K is. We don't want to rule out that move to the upside. We really don't.
Yeah, this extension move would be finished at like 32K.
Yeah,
so
that'd be fine.
This next wave that we're talking about, guys,
y'all hit that,
is good up until 32, and then once we hit that, we will be looking to switch, not switch biases, but like profit take, or look for another, maybe it's going to come back down. I don't know. And guys, I am looking for bulls in this area if we get that signature. If not, guys,
if price gets there and just keeps sliding down into like 16K, then the 16 point, like, or 15.5K, yeah, that thing's gonna keep dropping more than likely.
Because we have this, which is a lot of liquidity still. Let me remove this. Down here, okay, there was a ton sitting at 10K. And that's where the move originated from. And that's where it originated. I mean, on lower time frames, that's what we're looking for the market to come back to. If I'm looking at this pattern on the 5-minute time frame, I'm literally thinking, I don't want to take this trade until the market comes back to this level.
Big facts.
And with almost certainty thinking the market's most likely coming back to this level. And when you look to the upside, there is nothing like that. This got
it literally got tapped and then dropped to the floor. Because this is one of those that we talk about, where it's like, okay, the next year or the next POC price was sliding into it, like then it literally like.
Yep, exactly, and then it came back and gave it some respect.
It's and like, nah, let me put some respect on your name.
I will say that price is coming into last year's point of control,
which we can say that might be
there is, right? If there's a reaction, it might be here. It might be here, which would be great. It would give us maybe an opportunity to short. We can mark this off as well, and as long as this stays, which is a yearly point of control, and it would be current year point of control, then it'll be interesting, because what we'll see here is if the market does continue this just treacherous move, which, guys, we do know that Bitcoin is liable to F around and do this. Do not think it's impossible. It really has just done it a couple months ago.
Literally.
But if it does do this type of move and this point of control stays here, that is a huge bullish sign. I'm talking...
That man will sell his truck. as you said before.
I will genuinely make a YouTube video about me selling my truck if that happens, because I fully believe that 10K investment right there will double so fast.
So
if that
quick.
Yearly point of control stays there, the market will hit this, and within months it will be back at 23K. Maybe weeks. I'm not even kidding, because that's the volatility of this market.
Stuff.
So
you want to go tap into the other cryptos?
I want to look at Ethereum, and that's maybe sure. I'll look at the ones we have marked. Because
you gotta go talk to my boy. You gotta go talk to my boy XRP though.
Yeah,
for my sake at least.
He was moving nice. The strength in Ethereum right now is for real. So I'm looking at Ethereum as well to hold this kind of structure. We'll see what we got going on. I got a lot drawn right here, but it's the same jazz. I still want to see Ethereum make like a double almost move up. I'm looking for that wave here. It looks clean still. It doesn't look as harsh to me as Bitcoin, which makes me want everything that I just said on Bitcoin. I would rather it happen on Ethereum just because it looks stronger. Okay.
Just
BNB,
where the point of control on Ethereum is, they're both right there. Yeah, you're right. I can agree to that.
This is still in an area of waiting for it to get down into here. We've been kind of expecting this on the chart talks, so there's nothing new here. The dump that we're seeing is expected, guys. We have been expecting this correction regardless. I don't know if y'all remember when we brought up the fear and greed index, when this thing was all the way up here, all the coins were all the way up there, and that thing was going crazy, and we were just like, yeah, let's go back and look at data and what it's telling us, and basically we called the top on that. So wow, XRP does this more than any asset, where it makes just a beautiful run and then just,
it just dumps.
Oh, thank you.
XRP is not for the weak.
XRP is looking rather sideways, but I like that. You know, I do like that it's kind of sideways-ish. Let me go to Bitcoin compared to that. I mean, Bitcoin has a little bit more up and down sideways, which is a little stronger, but it's still holding a little sidewaysness. That's good. All we would need to see is like this thing kind of do a little dip and then come right back into that. If we get that signature on XRP,
I'm over. I'm not trying to say that I'll get emotional, but I would be so happy if price got to 20, if price got to like 20 cents again.
I would figure it out. I would figure out how in the world can I get in, because I mean, this is some pricing that, you know, there's still literal value at 13 cents. There's still value at 21 cents. So,
yep,
man, that's interesting.
Very interesting.
Let's go look at Matic. So this was one of the stronger ones of the market, and it's coming back into this channel.
Matic did the digital dump.
So let's see here.
It's probably at the 61.8. Yep, man.
Okay, it's almost at the 78.6, and if we wanted to maybe do it like this, I don't know how. It's
I would
subjective there, and even you could even do that. But off this wave right here, if Bitcoin is going to make a bullish move off of its 78.6, Matic is most likely going to hold here. It's been showing strength. So if it's going to continue its strength over Bitcoin, when Bitcoin dumps its next dump, Matic will hold a little more, a little less. Or I guess it will dump a little less and most likely hold around this area, while Bitcoin does like a maybe 5 to 10% drop. We'll see this thing do like a 6% if Bitcoin does a 10%. And if that's the case, we're gonna see Matic hold for a really good trade, I think. Let me get some divergence check in here. Yeah, so we do have a little bit of divergence. The volume is very high coming down like that. It's either one of two things. It's the end of this trend, and that's what I'm leaning on, honestly. With these type of candles, with this type of volume, it's more of like a profit taking type scenario, where the bulls are starting to possibly come in, but I'm not loving it as much as I thought I would. This is just a kind of a straight move down, right?
Yeah.
So ultimately, for like my strategy,
I mean, as much as I think it's granted because of the market conditions right now, but it took price longer to get up there than it took price to drop. But again, like according with the current market conditions, I think that's fair to say that is going to happen.
The 4 hour does have some divergence, and so what I'll be looking for now on Matic is, and y'all can just see this drop on Matic isn't near as dramatic as what it was on Bitcoin. But what will be picture perfect for me now on Matic is we get this correction and then one more move down to the 78.6. We get this move up, move down, so we'll get 1 hour divergence and the 4 hours already diverging. I think this is a good possible setup for Matic right here.
That'd be fire.
A better one than even Bitcoin. So
that'd be really fire.
We'll set them up right for that.
Because Bitcoin can literally just bounce off the 61.8 and then skedaddle.
Yeah, I mean, it really can. Litecoin's structure is bullish on the daily. Like, hello.
Yeah, super bullish. Yeah.
These things, I don't know. That's why I'm not counting this out, because I've been in this market too long to see it just die
and then
just
come
to
back to
literally
life.
turn around. It does it more than any other asset. It doesn't
Litecoin is
matter. I've
a
been trading
trooper.
on this one is the most craziest emotional for sure.
Litecoin is really a trooper. I cannot deny Litecoin.
So this one is. Let me see if on the 4 hour, the momentum divergence is not near as clean on this one, so it gives the advantage to Matic. Still, I think Matic's the best looking one. Avalanche has a little bit of divergence as well. Has a very similar look to Bitcoin, but Bitcoin still looks a little cleaner in my opinion. Tron, oof, sharp move down on Tron.
Oh, sharp.
It's been leading, so if it's gonna hold here, this is kind of the spot for Tron. I think. I'm not a fan of how it got there though. With that volume, it's sort of suggesting
it's kind of like
it's continuing. So these are all you know, kind of in that buy the fear type situation, but
definitely
I want to wait a little bit more for confirmation, to be honest. A little bit too much price action that is just suggesting like this isn't just fear, this is like not necessarily good price action either. This looks really clean still. Whatever Aptos is, it's in the top.
For real.
We've been looking at it to be a strong one, and this is like picture perfect.
It's been really doing well.
Picture perfect moves, correction and everything. So we'll be watching this one. It's still holding. It's like bullish right now, so I don't know.
It's crazy how everything else was bearish, and then that said, okay, I'm just gonna leave a wick down there, and I'm gonna be bullish. Like I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing great.
This thing is actually like,
dang,
interesting.
Smackaroo.
Okay. And this is kind of what I'm waiting for on Bitcoin. Almost the same thing. A dropout is what we're getting right now, and then kind of this type of pattern would be just picture perfect with the divergence. That will give me some confirmation that the area Bitcoin that's trying to get into should hold, or has a even possibility to hold. Right now, it doesn't even have a freaking chance to hold, in my opinion. Right now, all I'm seeing is just death. But
okay.
This is another one that has had like the craziest run so far in all of the Bitcoin markets, all of the markets. And so if this, I gotta go to like the weekly to show this one because it's so crazy. It's done
the super digital.
Yeah, the whole other markets didn't do anything. So this will be kind of, maybe, since it has had this just outstanding performance, and it is definitely the strongest performing out of all the cryptos through the bear market, in my opinion, which is in the top 50 at least. This could be a good sign for when the crypto market could start to turn around for real. If the strongest crypto, which of course it's Bitcoin is the strongest, but if on the charts, this is where the insiders were all year. they were in here, obviously. So because this isn't a small asset class. This is in the top 30. This is a lot huge. Of real money in this.
That is a lot of good money. Yeah, a lot of real investors are up in there.
It's so interesting to see that the point of control is still just way down there, though.
Love to see that.
Let's see some of these other ones
that
are
quantum
moving.
Or something.
Yeah, that one's kind of ugly, in my opinion. Phantom.
I saw Phantom.
Wow.
I saw the Phantom alert. Oh wow. Did it
so this
really
is making
do that perfectly?
Very clean look.
It did it perfect. Wow.
Okay, so this is one of the cleaner looks out of all of them. Let's slide this down in here. And this type of stuff is like, we're on the daily, right? So we should have a day or so or 3 of this to come into this price and to give a doji, 2 dojis, and then a bullish engulfing. Okay, that is like when you're looking for it to extend all the way to 94 cents and you're trying to get in at 29, the difference between 29 and 33 isn't a big difference. So like these, when it makes big moves like that, that's when your pricing isn't super, has to be dialed in super hard. So you don't have to have this limit order at 29. So I'll be watching for some type of bullish scenario on Phantom as well, because to be honest, in my opinion, at this point, Phantom looks the best.
Really
good. Turn it into like green. This one's still gonna be green because it's crazy bullish. This one's gonna be green as well.
Yep.
Link is not on the cut. That's not on the cut. None of these make the cut really. Matic makes the cut, and
of course,
Ethereum is all.
Ethereum and Bitcoin are making the cut too.
Yeah, they're making this for sure. And then honestly,
guys, y'all
not making the.
This is game. This is just pure game right here. Whether if you're gonna go and do it on margin, or whether you're gonna go invest in it and hold in your cold wallet, not in these exchanges. If it's not your keys, it is not your crypto. So, but this is game. Really go and like study this and go and look at the pricing and then go tap in. And then when you make some money, go tell people trade the next wave told y'all to invest into the crypto.
For real.
Because
that's facts. Please
even if
tell
they
them,
drop,
tell them I told you.
Please tell for real. Like please tell them, because like even if they drop a little bit more, guys, trust me, your investment at those prices that we have already talked about is still going to be well worth it.
Definitely, and we're gonna be around to tell you all that. So if you don't do it, you'll be hearing from us.
you would be hearing. So we'll be like, so who invested? And then, man, that's when some people will be like,
I will say there's an interesting 5-minute setup coming along right now, and it's very insanely risky. But what I'm seeing is that the market has pretty much made a significant move to the downside without any correction. And on the 5-minute, we're getting 1, 2, and I think we're most likely going to get a third wave here. And the volume is starting to dry up a little bit. And so on this current wave, I think we're going to get like a little correction here. We're going to get this move down, and then most likely going to see the correction that we need to see, and then a big tank, most likely. So with that being said, there's going to be a very sketchy retracement opportunity, 5-wave or 3-wave divergence, which I adore 3-wave divergence. So this would be difficult though, because what we would be expecting to happen is the market to snap back up into balance, and it not make a humongous leg down. So you'd have to go just for like a 1-to-1, because ultimately you don't want it right here. It's probably not even, I'm not going to say not going to work out, because it's very bearish, it's very risky, but it's part of the system.
It is part of the system.
And I just wanted to show the opportunity here. So it would be like a 19,500, taking it back to 20, and then having like a stop loss around 18 or 19. So we will, let's see if we will play this. So what I like to usually see, I like to see a little bit of PMP in between here, which is positive, negative, positive momentum, but there's not any right there, so that's okay. What would be damn near picture perfect is if the 15-minute gives the divergence, because we already have 5-minute divergence. If the 15 kind of comes up a little bit more, maybe, and then runs down, that would be the better play, honestly. It really would be. Yeah, but I still like this opportunity here as long as this doesn't necessarily break. So if this breaks, this trade idea is invalid, but if it doesn't break, we're good to go. And so it would be here. And what I do like about it also is the as long as the point of control stays up there as well, because that would be the bringing the market back to balance. And that's all you really want to do with a divergence trade. So this is going to be the trade idea for tonight. It's very risky, so by any means, if you don't feel comfortable taking this one, don't even hesitate to just skip this one. That's fine. We might even we'll probably put half risk on this, not even full risk, because it's just so crazy risky. Let me go to the daily and just look how much volume came in on this. You know, I was expecting a little bit more volume than
it
this.
Matched the volume from another bearish candle. Yeah, there you go.
I will say it's converging with that volume, so that is true. We have this size here. We have another similar size with similar volume.
And then even before that, there was another one.
Here. Okay, yeah, right here. Okay, and then here. Okay, and then this one. Okay, yeah, I mean, it really is. And what this is also showing is, like, in this area, the bars that have like the biggest supply area really did have the biggest volume. So it's a difficult one, but we'll
see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Yep. But that's going to be it for Chart Talk tonight. We just wanted to tap into the crypto market. We wanted to see what the heck it was doing. Wanted to see if there's some opportunities, and we're getting some. So definitely going to be. Yeah.
And just to say, GJ is actually, you want to go look at GJ real quick, because I did talk about it in the Telegram channel. It actually is back up to that break-even point. That's awesome. I love to see that. But yeah, guys.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
We took GJ quick. I'll speak about it real fast, just because it is I've been calling a lot of trades in the channel. We're gonna get back to doing more directional biases and stuff. But regardless,
that's what we started from, and that's what we kind of like. We don't like calling signals out for everybody, really. We'd rather send you guys the bias, and then you guys can take the trade how you want to. That's really that's really like our core at the end of the day, versus sending out signals.
Yeah, we really would rather teach you how to fish versus doing every single thing for you. You don't learn as much. So and at this point, it's just signals are they're so up and down, and I don't want people who can't manage money to take.
I've still never seen somebody get rich off of taking signals.
That's facts. But here's what we were looking at on GJ, right? We have this uptrend going on here. It did break some major structure right here. Okay, and then it made a very clean break, retest, and then a huge break up. So once it created that type of bullish structure, who are we to say that it's not going to continue, right? So we take the swing from the last swing low, swing high, and we fibbed it out. We saw that there was a good little area right here where the 78.6 was, came right into the structure area. Also,
I think there was
some point.
Point of control down there,
I believe. Let's see if it was right here, and we had one, I believe, on maybe the 4 hour, was it?
Hold on, let me go and check out what I had. At 161.885. That's where I had a point of control.
What chart were you using?
FXCM, same one as you. Did it shift?
I'm not seeing that anymore. But it probably shifted one day.
Hold on, I really want to go and see now the. Let me go and look at the chart that I sent you on Monday. Or did I send you a chart on Monday? Because now I'm interested.
But it did create like a little reversal pattern in this area, and then ultimately kind of gave the little 1, 2, 3 move out with major divergence, and gave the pop out.
It just didn't give the divergence entry.
Yeah, we were looking for another entry right here off that, but didn't get that.
Clean.
That would have been dirty. It should more than likely continue from here, but we should see some stall as it comes into this level, just naturally. And but from here, I'm looking, we're macro bullish, so we should continue, a bullish run. This would be kind of an area, if you aren't in a trade, to maybe look for a trade on GJ, because the structures are shifting back to bullish. So if you go down to the 5 minute, it might, it looks like it's already starting to move up again. So I don't know if that broke us even or not. I don't think
it didn't. We're still in. We're still in there,
so this should be continuing to go up, and I think we're just, one of our TPs is right here, so looking for this to continue up. And this was a nice smacker as well that we called on the private channel, and it's same thing. It has if it does, I think it already did, it retraced.
It definitely got to like the 61.8 at least.
Yeah, but this is like the signature trade that we look for, guys. Whenever market creates this liquidity, breaks it low, and then takes it high, that's when we look for it to come back and then go. So I don't know what UJ is going to do today, but tomorrow is NFP, guys. So beware of that as well. We have the dollar getting into an interesting area. So if the dollar happens to slide down here tomorrow, we'll probably be looking for that move. Let me go to, just really quick before we get off, I want to look at this, because it's in a different area. It's already at the 61.8 versus the other DXY, which isn't even close. I personally base everything.
You gotta base everything on the delay one.
Yeah, that's just I have for years, and I'm not gonna change it now. So
you made me. Not that you made me, but based off of my observation, I realized that it's best to use this, even though it's a 10-minute delay. It's just a 10-minute delay, but overall, it's it's a better chart to use. Real talk.
That's where I'll be targeting. I do see that there is some volume down here where ultimately, the market could just slide all the way down, and this could have been like a crazy little Wyckoff phase. But
the way the stock market reacted today, I think
the way how this also reacted today, which is a crazy move, but very well predicted, guys. We've literally been talking about the VIX in this area, saying that it made the exact pattern that it always does, this little M pattern here, and then it flies. And so this was a perfect spring test, LPSY, boom.
I really don't know why on GJ you couldn't see where that point of control was at. It should be on there. It's from Friday 24th, but it doesn't matter at this point.
And so I'll be looking for the VIX most likely tomorrow. It's just going to continue. It probably won't even retrace tomorrow and then make this move. With this type of a big push, I mean, this type of price action doesn't happen very often, number one. And number two, it's showing insane momentum. So when you get crazy momentum, that is when you're going to get the smallest pullbacks. And if you get a super deep pullback with this type of momentum, you're probably not going to, it's probably going to be a bad trade because it's showing fake out. If the market makes this fast of a move and then it comes all the way back here, that is not good. You don't want that. You want it to actually hold, to just make another move to show its strength. Then you want it to come back down and give you a better opportunity down here. You want this, we want this to break out tomorrow. I do not want a retracement one bit on the VIX at all tomorrow. I need this to break out and show, I mean, it will. It most likely will. It's just ridiculously bullish. Momentum's crazy. So if it does correct,
definitely interested to see what this is going to do.
That'll be lame if it corrects, to be honest.
It would. The week
overnight, I want this to come down here so bad. If this can get here overnight, how much percentage is that? That's
hella realistic.
And then
that's hella realistic. On some NFP
1% or more on some NFP, that's so realistic. I really think this is super realistic. And the way that this is correcting on this low volume like this,
and that gap is open,
doesn't happen a lot.
And that, I mean,
doesn't happen a lot.
I'm not trying to say that gaps are something that you should really trade, or that it's something where like super duper, every single gap needs to get closed. But more times than not, gaps get closed. Just saying.
Yep. And so to end this kind of NFP analysis, I'll say that these value levels here are weekly profiles. This value started to increase here, increased, the value increased, the value stayed the same, but then the value increased. So we have literally increased in value for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. I'm not gonna try to just randomly say that we're gonna start to turn around. When I think, and if I think the dollar has a chance to turn around, we will see this value area go below this value area. That's when we will start to shift our bias on the dollar. Until then, the value is going up. So no matter what the price is, we know that the value should continue to the upside. It's just like whenever you're right now, if you have a Babe Ruth baseball card, it doesn't matter what the price of that thing is. You know, if you hold that eventually, the value of it is going to remain to go up, up, up.
Yep.
And so it doesn't, the price, that's one thing that it's good to end this. Price doesn't always matter. The value of the asset matters. And that's why we use these volume profiles, because the value tells you the value. And if we go into this lower time frame real quick, let's see if the value is still to the upside. Okay, that's interesting. Yesterday, the value started to shift a little bit. Value did start to shift a little. We do have this kind of area right here. This would kind of be that one type of point of control that we like to talk about. But the market just slid through it and didn't give it no respect. So if it can come back here and respect that, it'll be major. I do love the low volume pullback that we're seeing. Yeah,
that's
right
fire.
That's very clean. And as long as, like I said, the value stays above on the weekly, as long as it stays above this area, which this is the bottom of that value, that's perfect. We should look for this to continue up. And with the bearish stock market, looking the way it's looking, this, especially the S&P or the US 30, man. The US 30 is out of here.
Yeah.
Bye bye. There's a little bit of bullish divergence, but it's gonna say bye bye.
Bye bye.
So that's it for us, guys. I appreciate y'all for coming on.
Appreciate y'all.
Make sure to like and subscribe. You know, we are gonna continue to do this every single night. It's gonna be a space where everyone can come on and hang out. So we'll see y'all